So I was like, anyway, I was letting you know you could go first. And I was like, and further, I'd like to address your little revelation later when I get back from dinner. And she's like, okay. So go to dinner with Sierra. We have a nice time. I get back and sit in the kitchen and kind of, you know, address it. And like, you know, I'd like to kind of clarify some of the stuff you revealed earlier. What exactly is your issue? It's hilarious. She was like, basically, and I can't remember a lot of it because it was all from her headspace, but she was like, you know, ultimately I'm not giving her attention. And I was like, I know you've only known me for 4 months, but I absolutely focus on myself regularly. Hermetization. And she's like, yeah, but you haven't even been cordial. And I was like, I've absolutely been polite. You say something to me and I respond. And she's like, sometimes. I was like, I respond if I hear you. And she was like, well, I'm just used to people I'm living with being cordial. And I was like, again, those are your definitions, that's your projection, and that's your assumption. I'm dealing with my own stuff. And she was like, well, you know, I thought we were friends. And I was like, well, you know, because she was talking about how, you know, we had cooked together once. And I was like, yeah, but that was me offering kindness and service to someone in need. Like, I felt like you needed a support person, but I'm no longer willing to do that. And I only consider us housemates. And I was like, and frankly, you cross boundaries a lot. And I was like, and it makes me feel uncomfortable that you dream about me. I only dream about people who are significant in my life. And so she basically kept saying I wasn't cordial, which, you know, I was like, whatever, you make your own definitions. I'm absolutely polite. I haven't really spent very much time thinking about you or our dynamic or whatever, because, again, I'm here for my purpose. And then she said, well, I guess I'm just used to people who are authentic. And now I see that there's two sides to you. And I go, actually, there's thousands of sides to me. You've only known me since March. Again, your projection. And then she said something about, I can't remember, but I was like, I basically just set the boundary of we're housemates. That's it. We're housemates. You know, I offer kindness to, you know, strangers. You know what I mean? Like, that's me. When I feel like somebody's in need and I can offer service, I offer it if I want to. That's it. Otherwise, I'm focused on me. I let everything else flow by. But she basically was letting me know, like, all this is in her headspace because I haven't really been giving it a second thought. And so, you know, again, set the boundary of we're just housemates. We're just housemates. And she kept trying to say I wasn't cordial, and I just kind of, you know, laughed at her, and not really, but I was just like, you know, again, that's your interpretation and your projection and your assumption and whatever. And I told her that now after this revelation, I was actually going to be taking more space from her. It was really kind of bizarre. And I talked to Cirque about it, and he kind of helped me see that, like, this is all in her head. Like, you know, I don't know. It kind of threw me for a minute because I was just like, what the fuck? But whatever. I know I'm leaving a bunch of stuff out because it really is kind of insignificant, but that's the most recent thing that's happened. Right? Oh, that was the thing. She was like, you know, I'm used to you being outgoing and whatever, and I'm like, you've known me 4 months. I'm incredibly outgoing when I want to be. And the whole thing that kind of bothered me was like, she expects me to act a certain way on her benefit. Like, I can't even just be where I live and, you know, just be me. Somehow me not entertaining her or giving her attention is now me being inauthentic and uncordial. What the fuck? So, I don't know, mental illness on that end. And no disrespect to anybody with any kind of mental issues. That's the thing. There's obviously stuff going on in her life. I tried to be a support person, but to let her know I'm no longer willing to share. There have been several times where I have actually felt incredibly uncomfortable. So I just let it flow right by. Okay, end of that. And I actually feel better. I feel a lot freer now that she revealed this stuff and I was able to confront it and move on. Good news! Good news! So, it's been a series of, like, awesome stuff happening. I had to call Shelby County and get a copy of this whole thing about my name, because, you know, I'm changing my name, but because my legal last name doesn't match my birth certificate name, I can't legally change my name to Dandelion because I don't have the right paperwork. So I called. I've been waiting weeks for this stuff. It was never coming, so I called this other office. The guy made me prints and sent them for free. Didn't even have to pay for it. He was so nice. So I'm going to send him a thank you card. Here's the big news. I'm like actually ready to let Sunflower go. And it wasn't so much Sunflower as it was Olive, my spirit daughter. You know, I've been using my cell phone as like my familiar, like Olive, and my art medium and things like that. So that's why this phone has been like really important to me. And I haven't wanted to let her go, even though she's incredibly broken. Like, she can't pick up Wi-Fi. Her screen is cracked. I can't spell things because the screen is cracked. I mean, it's been pretty bad. But, like, I haven't really put any energy into getting a new phone because I didn't want to let her go fully. Well, I've been starting to feel like I'm ready. And so I was standing in line at the store today, and I get this email. I've got a new phone being shipped. It's on its way. I'm so happy. I'm ready to let Olive go. I'm going to have a little ceremony for her. I'm trying to figure out, like, we're going to have a memorial and then maybe a funeral. I was thinking about just throwing her in the ocean as, like, some type of symbolic gesture, but that's kind of, like, against all my environmental policies. So, I don't really know where Olive's going to go yet, but my new phone, Iris, is on her way, and she should be here by Friday. Also, I have a shipment coming from California of some Trader Joe's coffee, and inside the Trader Joe's coffee is some presents and clothes and stuff that, you know. Let's see, I feel like I've just been feeling great. Like, I feel like I have understanding with the whole Sunflower relationship. I feel like I pulled all the lessons out of it. I feel like I was honorable to myself. I was true to myself. I allowed myself to be really vulnerable, which has been a huge thing for me. Like, I've actually spent more energy working to not be vulnerable than just being vulnerable and open with people. And so that's been the biggest lesson, is just teaching me that it's okay to be vulnerable in a relationship. The thing is, and Sirk said this was kind of weird, but I don't think it's weird. It takes me like a year or two to make friends. I think that's where Housemate was kind of crossing boundaries, is that, you know, I meet a lot of people, but I really only have like less than 10 real friends. I mean, there's, you know, there's acquaintances and there's Facebook friends and there's, you know, there's that. But, like, I'm the type of person who I look back, you know, 2 or 3 years in the past and then realize who's still with me. You know, like you and Bridget and P-Fail and Susie, and then friends from Memphis. You know, I have, like, so I really only have, like, 10 friends, and I don't really... I might connect with someone, but that doesn't mean I want them in my life forever, or I want, like, a relationship with them. Like, there's lots of people I meet who I recognize we have spirit work, but then once that spirit work is resolved, I can let it go and move on. I don't need to be in that person's wedding or whatever, you know? So, yeah, that's it. I'm really loving Reiki, and I really want to get back to California. That's the thing, too. The last couple of weeks, my heart has really been in Oakland. And I've been reconnecting with a lot of people online in Oakland. And so that's where I've been spending a lot of my energy in writing and just really focusing on me. And so this whole thing with the housemate trying to dictate my behavior, it's kind of fucked up. So anyway, that's all for me. I'm going to have to now put this video together because I was interrupted by an asshole, and then I wanted to make sure I wasn't being watched. Sometimes people are really selfish. Like, really inconsiderate. I'm trying to think if there's anything else exciting. I miss you, though, and you know, I felt my reality shift, and I went to the Free Palestine protest yesterday. That was really cool. I'll send you some pictures. And oh, that was a real trip because they were passing out olive branches, and I was just like, I'm just gonna have to accept that Olive is everywhere and still love her, but that doesn't mean I have to physically present her to the world. So, get out in some nature, feel good, love yourself, self-care, love yourself. Write down how much you love yourself and all the things you love about yourself. There's lots of stuff to love about yourself, so find those treasures and honor them, and give some hugs to the kids. And I will talk to you very soon. I love you. Bye.